Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome. Happy Friday night, first of all. Welcome to Music Forward's Open Mic Fridays. This is such a fun and exciting evening, and I'm excited that you have decided to spend a portion of your Friday evening with us. Outside is very much back open. It's been open for a while now, so you could really be anywhere in the world, but you have chosen to be here with us and spend some of your Friday night here. And we thank you. I know you probably hear some music going in the background. It's a bop, it's a groove. The song is called Everywhere at Once, and the artist name is Bep. That is spelled BEP. She is a Open Mic Fridays alumni. She has performed on our platform before. So go out there and download this song, save it on your favorite streaming platform, Everywhere at Once by Bep. BEP. Let us show our independent artists mad love. So, I am Lydia Caesar. I am your hostess with the mostest. I will be with you throughout this entire night. We're going to make it fun and exciting. I want you to do me a favor. Send this link to somebody. I'm pretty sure one of the artists sent you the link and they were like, tune in to watch me perform. And because you're supportive, you showed up. Okay, so now let's pay it forward and let's fill this Zoom room up so that there's a lot of eyes on this talent. Send the link to somebody, send it to a friend, your cousin, your auntie, your mama, your sister, your brother, your child, whoever, and say, tune in because you are going to hear some phenomenal entertainment virtually this evening. So, we bring you the freshest new talent from around the globe. We have had artists from Africa on here, from England on here. Every state in the country has been a part of Music Forward Open Mic Fridays. And that's what's really cool about us still operating in the digital space. We're able to bring you talent from so many different places. So we want to thank you for joining us tonight and for joining us right here on Twitch. That is the platform that you are watching. If you are on Twitch, please subscribe to us so that you do not miss out on the amazing programs that we have going on. So, before we get started, I want to tell you a little bit about Music Forward and Open Mic Fridays. Because, like I said, you probably just got this link and you're not exactly sure what it is that you are tuned into. So, let me tell you. What is Music Forward? Music Forward is an organization, right? It connects young people from our communities directly to the music industry via career and artist development programming designed to transform young lives and to champion a more inclusive music industry. The industry is a really tough place. I'm an artist as well as a singer. And when I first started out, it's literally like the wild, wild west, right? You're here, the industry's here, and you kind of don't know how to get there. But this is Music Forward is the bridge, bridging the gap between the artists and the industry. One event at a time. So that's what Music Forward is. And they are the ones who produce this amazing event called Open Mic Fridays. What is Open Mic Fridays? I know when you hear open mic, you think of like, a mic where anybody can jump on. You might think you can jump on, but you can't because this is a unique type of open mic situation. We vet these artists, we find them, we rehearse with them, and it's a showcase where these young, talented stars of the future get to perform, they gain exposure. And what makes it different is they get live feedback directly from industry experts with successful careers in music. You know, you've been there. Where you're trying to achieve something and someone's telling you how you can't do it or it's not going to work, but they have never done it. And it's like, how would you know? That's the worst. That's the worst. This is not that. Okay. We have people who have done it who are going to pour directly into these young artists. So that's what makes Open Mic Fridays super special. So let's talk about this amazing lineup. First, we're going to need help from you guys in the audience, okay? From tonight's lineup, we have five artists. We're going to be inviting back two special performers for our finals showcase that takes place in December. One of those artists will be the artist with the most fans in the audience. That's where you come into play. So make sure that you participate in our poll. There will be a poll on our Instagram page at Music Forward where you can vote for your favorite artist. Whoever gets the most votes is going to be coming back to the final showcase in December. And the other artist who's coming back will be an artist that our industry experts choose. So I must also say that we have partnered this season once again with Sennheiser to provide professional equipment to our artists. So the two artists that are selected tonight are going to receive a Sennheiser Evolution E835 microphone for use. You can use it for recording and on the stage. And I'm using a Sennheiser. This is a Sennheiser right here. I love this microphone. These are also in ears from Sennheiser. Everything is really top quality, top of the line. So the artist selected will receive a mic. And then also the artist selected for the end of the season showcase will also receive a pair of headphones, an audio interface, and a 1 hour private session with an engineer. So basically, all the artists that come back in December, of those artists, one artist is going to win the grand prize. Okay. So there's a lot at stake here for these talented artists, not just exposure, but they can win some things. So show up and show out for your favorites. Before we get started with the performances, let us meet our industry experts. Industry guests, please turn on your cameras. While they're coming in, I'm going to tell you guys about these phenomenal experts that we have. First, we have Kristen Jewell. She's the founder and artist manager and label services at Jewell Concepts. In 2013, Kristen Jewell founded Jewell Concepts, a Los Angeles-based boutique music marketing, PR, and management agency for select musicians. Kristen Jewell is a branding specialist and agency veteran who has helped lead the creative strategy at agencies like TBWA, Chait Day, McCain Erickson, and Cliff Freeman and Partners. Jewell's Concepts philosophy is sustainable growth with a few select bands, allowing for an intimate and personalized relationship with management, while also maintaining highly specialized partners to support their music and brand build, which is so important in 2022. We are all building brands out here. It is one step shy of a label, with distribution set through Cobalt AWOL to support artists achieve their goals in all creative endeavors without the timing constraints regarding the launch of their music or loss of their earnings from distribution of their music. Oh my God, the business part is so important. Kristen is also an analyst at Water and Music, a research DAO covering music technology, Web3, NFTs, and metaverse. Kristen, welcome.
Thank you so much. That was so really fun to hear.
Because you got a lot going on. I love like a woman boss in this industry. There's more and more of us like coming up, and I just love to see and hear it. Thank you so much for being a part of this tonight.
Of course, it's my favorite thing to do, to be honest with you. I love this. This is
me too. I love it too. So I want to start out with asking you a quick question.
Sure.
What is the number one thing that you see artists get wrong when it comes to their marketing?
Well, that's a good question. I think that they go for a vanity metric as opposed to going to something that's actually sustainable or scalable. And I know we kind of jumped right in there, but like if you're boosting posts still just to see, if people like your thing, that's like the wrong way to spend your money. Don't ever spend your money, and don't overlook free things like Pandora Amp is really great free tool that you can use to build there's so many free tools. Bands in Town, people forget about that all the time. Engagement strategies are free. So, and your newsletter is obviously the most important. So yeah, it's not that they get it wrong. It's that they maybe look at life a little differently because, it's complicated. The ego is complicated and the build is complicated.
It is. I used to do that. I've done that before where it's like, oh my God, I'm not getting enough likes. Let me and you just to see the like number be higher, which is so, when you think about it, it's just like, this is so stupid. So, and like you said, the ego that's really all that's about is like, for sure. I love that you said that, because that's not the way. And I love that you said like the email campaign,
own your worth, own your network, own everything that you can, IP everything. I think, getting that email sounds so old school, or, connecting with them now on Discord. I'm a bit, obviously you said Web3 and metaverse. It's like, there's a whole new world of engagement opportunities. Don't give it
Mhm.
away to Facebook and Instagram and
Yeah.
like,
And
you know what I
email,
mean?
because email's not dead. And
No, just get that
these,
info.
you never know what's going to happen. These platforms can delete you. And
The platforms could delete themselves.
exactly. And then you have nothing. But if you have a great email list, you're still out here. You're
You're
still,
relevant. You can
yeah.
reach out, you know? Yeah. So
Yeah.
it sounds a little old fashioned, but until somebody tells me that there's a better way than free or just get the email,
Yeah.
I start there.
I
Just,
love that.
yeah.
Love that.
Mhm.
Okay, well, thank you so much. Stick around. I'm going to talk with Brennan,
I'm not
and
going anywhere.
yeah, we'll be talking all night. All right. So our next expert's name is Brennan Bryant. He is the senior manager and tour manager at Hallwood Media. Brennan Liddell Bryant is a senior manager and tour manager at Hallwood Media who works with the likes of Murda Beats, Drake, The Migos, Cardi B, Travis Scott, etc. Nicki John Pabon, Jack Harlow, Finesse, Bad Bunny, Young Dolph, Key Glock, etc. He graduated from USC with a degree in business. Brennan was able to utilize his relationships early to start his career by working for Jamil Davis of the Revels Group. During his time there, he went on tour with G-Eazy and Drake and was able to learn valuable skills as a tour manager. Now he has a roster of 9 clients and shows no signs of slowing down. Brennan, welcome.
Thank you so much for having me. Appreciate it. Also,
Yeah,
the
we are
intro. Thank
very yeah, both of you have like such impressive resumes. I love it. I think it's great that you guys will be able to talk to these artists because this is really what they need. So my question for you is,
you.
and this is fun because I'm an artist.
Uh-oh.
So what's the hardest part of being on tour with an artist? Because I know
Oh man.
we can be some challenging folk.
As a tour manager, I would say the hardest part is doing things on the fly. You can stress and plan and put things together and be like, all right, this is exactly how the show is going to go down. This is exactly how the routing is going to go down. And then, the artist wants to go do something else, or some
Yeah.
external factor comes in and you have to change a plan on the fly. That's really all a tour manager is, just making sure that you're able to control the situation calmly and effectively and make sure that no matter what, the artist is happy. So when I was on tour with Murda, for example, there were a bunch of things that were going wrong behind the scenes, but from his perspective, everything was cool. So like
Nice.
tour went perfect. But for me, I was stressing. I was like, oh my God, what's going on? But
Right.
for the most part, everything went fine. And yeah, I would just say the hardest part is adapting to those challenges.
Oh, that's great. That's so important. And that's important too for artists to see and hear because when you're starting out, you may not have a you to be that person, and you have to learn how to be an artist, but also be the person who has a level head. And instead of freaking out, you figure it out,
Yeah. And I think you can apply that to, your music releases and different
everything.
things within the artistry, because not everything's going to go according to plan. So you kind of got to have that.
Absolutely.
Okay, what do I do if this happens? What do I do
Whew.
if that happens? So
Yeah. Learning that is and that's so valuable. Like if you learn that early in your career, it'll take you so far because artists spend a lot of time crying over spilled milk. And instead of finding a solution for the problem, you're just like mad about it. Oh, woe is me, because we're creatives, right? So I think that's I love your position and your job because it makes it easier for the artist, but also for independent artists until you get you a Brennan, learn how to be like Brennan in a funk in a
Yep.
situation. Yeah.
Solution-based thinking.
Solution based. Yes. Right. Zen, just breathe and figure out how you're going to fix it.
Exactly.
Love that. Okay. Well, you guys, we're going to be back with you throughout the evening. So both of you, we're great. We're excited to have you, and you may both now turn off your cameras. All right, you guys, we're about to get this show started. Last thing I want to say to you is make sure that you are in the chat on Twitch showing mad love to these artists. You never know how far a word of encouragement can go. This is a very emotion-based industry, and the job is so hard for an artist. Some days you just feel like I should have just done something else. Is this for me? Oh my God, it can be so crazy. Your word of encouragement can literally be the thing that keeps the artist going. So show love, be supportive in the chat as the artists are performing. So Coming to the virtual stage, we have our first performer, Kennedy Ray. Come on in. Come on in, Kennedy. Let me tell you guys about Kennedy. Kennedy Ray is a singer-songwriter from the great music city of Memphis, Tennessee. The city's rich history led her to take on a modern-day Motown sound infused with heavy notes of R&B and pop. Kennedy has since taken her talents to the city of Los Angeles. While studying for her bachelor's in music composition, she is looking to bring the Memphis sound back to the big leagues of music. Just like Justin Timberlake, Elvis Presley, Kirby Sings, and many more before her have done. Anyone following her journey can look forward to more music coming this year. Kennedy, welcome.
Hi, thank you.
We are so excited to have you and to hear you this evening. So tell us, what can we expect from you?
You can expect to sit back, relax, have a good time. We're gonna do a little acoustic moment.
Oh, yes.
And yeah, just enjoy it.
I live for an acoustic moment. So I'm excited to hear you, and I'm sure everybody else is as well. So without further ado, Kennedy Ray, take it away.
All right, I will. And this song is called Melt Away. Nothing feels better than looking in your eyes, and nothing feels better than burning in your fire. Oh, with you, I could melt away. So nothing feels better than lying by your side, and nothing feels better than the heat at midnight. Oh, with you, I could melt away. So melt away, melt away. Oh, with you, I could melt away. Said, nothing feels better than having my heart in your pocket, and nothing feels better than you being the one to unlock it. And you, I could melt away. Yeah, melt away, melt away. Oh, with you, I could melt away. Oh no, yeah. And I lose control of my mind, just melt away. I step out of my body and my knees give way. Not one cloud in the sky could catch on and hold the weight of your love, the way I melt away. Yeah, yeah, away, away, away. Oh, 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 oh. And that's it.
Ma'am. Yes. Serving smooth, buttery vocals. Love, love, love. I love the song. I loved your voice and delivery and just how you lost yourself in the music. I felt it. You're very present. I think you did a phenomenal job. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, let's get our industry experts in the room. You two may both now turn on your cameras. And Kristen, we will start with you. Whatever you'd like to say, constructive criticism, compliments, all that good stuff. We're here for it.
Yeah, no, that was beautiful and really thoughtful. I enjoyed I love the line, in your pocket, unlock it. That was a great little piece there. And then the idea of melting away. I immediately went to like Minnie Riperton and like Corinne Bailey Rae, kind of like, but modern day, like with that vibe. But yeah, Minnie Riperton kind of like takes you away too. Who do you listen to?
One of my biggest influences is Mariah Carey.
Oh,
Love her.
nice. Love her. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a
She's
good one.
goddess.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So much range. And what inspires your music to like in general?
Just again, kind of my roots. Just growing up in a music-heavy city, that did most of the work as far as inspiration for me.
Yeah,
Mm.
Memphis is rich with that. It's great. That's awesome.
All right. Brennan.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like Lydia said, it felt like you just kind of lost yourself in the moment. Didn't really seem like you were performing in front of a Zoom
Right.
audience. I kind of closed my eyes for a second and just imagined you in like a subtle bar with the lights dimmed down, you know, some glasses pouring, you know what I'm saying? So it definitely brought that type of vibe. I also loved your use of runs. I think you definitely used like the runs in the right moments, so it didn't overtake like the actual melody.
Yeah.
I could definitely see like your inspiration from Mariah Carey from that. And yeah, like Kristen said, I think your use of lyrical imagery was really impactful. Put your heart in my pocket. I was going to say that first, so you stole that from me.
Sorry.
So, just because it's an amazing line. So
It was a good one.
yeah, exactly. So, you know, the whole vibe of the song was really incredible. And I think lyrically you nailed it too. So really good job.
Yeah.
And you wrote this, right, Kennedy?
Yes, I did.
Excellent. Excellent.
Beautiful.
Yeah, your future is bright. You have such a great talent. I love I'm all about voices. I'm like such a vocal like whore, for lack of a better term. So I love a good vocal, and you definitely delivered everything that I needed tonight. So Kennedy, you have a question for our experts, right?
Yes, I did.
Go ahead and ask.
My question would be, what is the criteria that you would use to say that an up and coming person is like ready to take on being managed?
That's a great question. Whoever wants to answer first.
Well, I mean, I get it a lot. I can start, and I'm sure you've got some thoughts too, Brennan. I feel like the most important thing is, what are you doing? Like, that's like when you're arriving at a certain place and you're like, I'm seeing fans, I'm seeing a journey, I'm seeing music, like people are responding to things, and that you're actually like creating your own, like, I think important is community, like the idea of people who show up for you, who are there, who, you know, buy your merch, buy your stuff, like that part starts to feel real to you. And if your music is actually leading somewhere, like ideally maybe, you know, into independent films or something like that, like if you're starting to make headway and you've got a lot of different projects going on and you're starting to feel like it's moving, that's when you start to go, well, I might need some help. And, you know, the first thing I say to people is, like I said in the beginning, you know, how are you marketing yourself? Sometimes people come, I need management, but what they really need is an audience, and they really need a fan base. And so that's the piece where if you can do that on your own first and foremost, you know, you will always win. With doesn't matter who is managing you. They're just, management is like, you know, you have to have something to manage. It's not just like yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah.
I was literally about to say those exact words. I tell artists all the time, like, when you really have something to manage, because artists say, well, I have talent, no, not besides for talent.
A lot of people have talent. Yeah. It's how do you cut through? What are you doing with it? And really, I mean, the heat has to be from you, because we can't make you authentic. You have to be authentic. And then that will translate to people, and they will want to get to hear more. Like, why did you write that lyric? You know, what is that about? And want to go down that journey with you.
Yeah. Awesome. Love it. What about you, Brennan?
I was literally going to say the same words too. You need to have something to manage in order to be managed. But just that is the number one thing. But I think also you have to want it way more than the manager. So if the manager wants it more than you, it's never going to work. Like I see it so often. I've been in situations like this where I'll find somebody who's super talented. I'm super excited about it. I'm like, hey, we're going to make this work, whatever. But they're just not on the same level work ethic wise to where I want them to be. It's just not going to work. So for me, when I find someone, I need to make sure their work ethic is somewhere close to mine. Definitely can't be better than mine, because nobody's work ethic is better than mine.
Same.
Yeah, so you got to find a client who's going to be, you know, maybe they're doing reach outs to producers and writers and to other artists and trying to figure out different shows they can do. And then I'm also figuring out other things that can be done. And if we're both working at that level, that's how you explode a career, not just like the manager's grinding and the artist is just down here. You know what I mean?
Right. Because artists have somebody who's going to come save me syndrome, and
Yeah.
that's never the way. So yeah, I think that was a great question, Kennedy. Also a great performance. If you're in the audience and you came to see Kennedy Ray and you loved her performance, head over to @musicforward on Instagram to show love in our poll, and maybe Kennedy will be one of the ones to come back in December. Kennedy, thank you so much.
Thank you so much for this opportunity, and thank you for answering my questions. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Of course.
All right. All of you may now turn off your cameras. All right, you guys, moving right along. We have another artist coming to the stage. Shantae G, come on in. Let me introduce our next art. Oh, wait, I think I said that wrong. Sante?
It's Auntie.
Seanti.
Mhm.
Okay. Let me do that again. Ciante G. All right, let me tell you about Ciante. Ciante is a singer-songwriter actively composing and writing songs for around 2 years now. She grew up listening to the music of the 2010s, mostly pop, drawing heavily from artists like Taylor Swift. She has been performing online since the pandemic began, bringing live music to people from all over the world at a time when music is needed more than ever. She generally accompanies herself on the acoustic guitar when performing live. Her sound pulls from pop influences, both contemporary and retro, tied together by her signature songwriting. She is currently playing at shows, recording, writing, and looking to release her full album. Ciante, we're excited to have you.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Yes, so tell the audience, what are we going to, what vibes are you going to serve us tonight?
Oh, I hope you bop with this one because this is like very upbeat, it's very lively, and
Nice.
it's a vibe. I hope you enjoy it.
Nice.
First time's the charm.
You said this is your first time doing, the song is called First Time's a Charm.
Mhm.
Okay, awesome. Well, I'm excited to hear you. I know everyone else is. So Ciante, take us away.
The music's still loud, and so is the crowd. Hear no symphony, just cacophony. Cosmo on the rocks, and some small talk that's getting smaller. Thank you, my pleasure. Think it's time, get up to leave. And then I cross you on the street. Feel my stomach lurch, could be the drinks or not. I think you look familiar. Have I seen you in my dreams, mister? Now you're asking me for directions. Me too. Looking for directions to your heart. Can you pick out a good landmark? But I got lost in your eyes. This place is full of butterflies. I might have also lost my house key, so here's my request, please. Make me feel at home in your arms. The first time's the charm. I say the first time's the charm. No 49er, but I found treasure. Rush to be our gold, or could take it slow. Let's skip the bar, don't need to go that far. Your destination's near, right now, right here at crossroads, now end of the street. Heart skipping every other beat. My stomach lurches, could be the drinks or not. I knew you looked familiar. I've seen you in my dreams, mister. Now you're asking me for directions. Me too. Looking for directions to your heart. Can you pick out a good landmark? But I got lost in your eyes. This place is full of butterflies. I might have also lost my house keys, so here's my request, please. Make me feel at home in your arms. The first time's the charm. I say the first time's the charm. Say the first time's the charm. Lost in your eyes. Say the first time's the charm. I say the first time's the charm. Say the first time's the charm.
Deontay, wonderful job.
Thank you.
Okay, so a couple things. I love that you play and sing. I think that's great because that's super hard. I love a catchy hook, and there's definitely a catchy hook there. Like I can hear myself singing that over and over. And you have such a unique sound. You don't sound like anybody that's out, which I think is great because everyone's kind of blending into each other these days. So great job, awesome performance. Let us get our industry experts in. You guys may both now turn on your cameras. And let us get some feedback. Brennan, we will start with you this time.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for performing that. Really appreciate it. It's always awesome to see someone being able to sing and play an instrument at the same time. That's definitely a hard skill. I would say I would love to hear it, the song with the chords played through. I feel like that would actually add a cool element to it, instead of the stop motion. I forget what the term is.
Staccato.
Staccato, exactly. So I would love to hear it with the chords played through. And I was definitely dancing a little bit when I was listening to it. So like Lydia said, I love the hook and it's super catchy. So that would be my only feedback.
Yeah, I think that's a great suggestion too. Or even for some of it, you do it staccato and then some of it you just to
break
break
it up a little bit. Exactly.
Sure, I'm definitely.
And I know that's just the performance version, so it's not like it's the recorded version, but yeah, just a suggestion.
Sure.
Yeah, I love that. Kristen?
Yeah, I kept thinking, I wonder what this would sound like with like a little drum pad and a little like, like fleshing it out more. So, but I really, I think I was just so engaged with how direct you were with your singing and your range and the confidence you projected. And I think, watching, like, I play guitar too, and it is really, an eye-hand coordination that's a psychomotor skill. And you were like in the camera the whole time. So I definitely thought that was
Right.
like, I was like floored just like watching you do that. So that is always great to see the musicality. I'm a big fan of that. So yeah, I really was curious, what was your inspiration for like art, like sonically? Because I felt like Brennan, like, or Lydia said, like, I couldn't quite put a place for it. You know what I mean? So I was just curious, what inspires you? Or
like in general?
Well, I guess in general when you're writing.
Well, it differs from song to song. Sometimes the words come to me first, sometimes it's a melody, and this time it was the beat. So I start out with different things and then I just take it in different directions. Sometimes I'm listening to some songs and I'm like, okay, I'm going to write something like this, like not exactly like it, but maybe I'm going to use the same chord progressions or similar melody. I'm just going to change up a few notes. So that's how I start, and then it goes from there.
And do you have like particular artists you get inspired by, or that you?
Sure. I listen to a lot of pop bands like The Script, One Republic, a little bit of Coldplay, and also artists like Taylor Swift, like I already mentioned.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that. The first time's a charm.
I love it.
Yeah.
And what is your background, your ethnic background?
Oh, I came to Los Angeles from India.
Yeah, okay. I've just noticed from your accent. I was just wondering if and that may play a part too, just because you're culturally influenced may make just what makes you just so unique, which is great. I think you should definitely lean into that, because to be honest, there's not many people who came straight from India in the pop music world.
That's true.
You know what I mean? So it's definitely, and I think people would love to hear, some of your cultural influences in your music, just because it's unique, it's different. So
I actually manage an artist from India as well. She was born in Canada, but her family descent, she's from India. And she's a soul artist. And it's amazing to think like you wouldn't know she was Indian. Like she's just like Amy Winehouse vibe, but it is a really special thing to have. When she did her solo album or her solo work, we were able to incorporate more sounds like that. And I think that is a special, really special sound design.
yeah.
But I really like where you're going. I think it's so clean and just has like a innocence, a really beautiful innocence.
It's an honesty too.
Yeah.
Like it's just honest. It's
Yep.
real. And
Mhm.
I always say the audience can tell a fake, you know, and you are like not that.
Mm-mm.
So always hold true to that.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's your question for our experts?
This is a very generic question, but it's very important. Like most songwriters face this. So, what do I do to take my career to the next level? Right now, I'm just writing songs. I'm sitting at home writing songs, maybe recording a few and throwing them up on YouTube. But that's the most I'm doing right now. What do I do to proactively, take this to the next level? Like, do I go to networking events? Do I participate in social media more? What do I do? And also, how do I make full use of the resources of being in LA and also going to school?
Hmm.
So
Great question.
you are in LA? I was just about to ask that.
Yeah, and I go to USC.
Oh, right on. Awesome. Well, I love that because I'm from USC. But yeah, I would say there's a couple different things, especially since you go to USC, is I would say work with other producers, writers, artists. I think a lot of up and coming artists kind of want to contain their craft a little bit too much, where if they're able to work with other producers and writers, they can get more skills that way. It's like if you're a basketball player, you're watching film on Kobe, Michael Jordan, and all these other amazing basketball players. You want to do the same thing as an artist. You want to get all these inspirations from other people and then help make that develop your sound, essentially. So I would say start there, and then to also build up your social profiles and just put it out there, because people use Instagram as their go-to source nowadays. It's like, oh, what's the artist? Spotify and Instagram. Like labels are asking that, managers are asking that. So if the numbers aren't there, unfortunately, we live in a very analytical society. So it's like, what are your Instagram followers like? What are your Spotify monthly listeners like? That's the first thing they're going to look at. And if they don't see what they want to see, they're not even going to listen to the music, which is unfortunate, but that's just the way it is. So I would say build that up, work with other artists, writers, and producers. And that'll be like a good first step to take it to like the next level.
For sure. Love it.
Yeah.
What about you, Kristen?
Along the same lines, I think if you're a songwriter and a singer, like what we just witnessed you doing, I feel like the best thing you could do is find a group of producers, peers that you could collaborate with and build a sound together, so that like, you're different than them, but like when you're performing, maybe you could do group shows and then everybody comes together and you've got like artists that are like-minded, putting something together for like a showcase on your own, and start building a night like once a week or once a month together and get people like psyched while you're here, small rooms that you can control, you can take over, frankly. Yes. I think that would be really good, but it does two things. It's like helps you bring other people to your community. The second thing it does is it helps you, like Brennan was saying, get used to working with other people and hearing how other people approach songwriting and production. And if you could find a producer, and I tell this to my artists all the time, one producer and you in a room should be able to come up with a song. And if you do that enough and you get like a cadence going, you could start to put that catalog to work for you, and maybe bring it to someone who's like looking for background syncs in something and start earning from it as well. But it is a really important thing to have the dexterity of being able to fluidly work with different types of personalities in the studio and understanding how you want to articulate your sound as well.
Great advice. All of it is great. And I mean, you're here, right? So you're definitely on the right. You're literally on the right path, because you're at this open mic right now. So just keep putting yourself out there, especially on social media. Like chop up some of this and put some of this on social media. Like play in your room and make a whole 1 minute video and use the whole video, 3 minutes on YouTube. And then you have you could put 15 seconds on TikTok and Instagram, and you have content for days.
Right. So. And you can actually put more on TikTok now, but you can even do ads, right. Once you put some of these things up. I understand, and what Brennan said is true, that they do look for the numbers, but like, I'm an independent, I look for independent artists who want to stay independent, because controlling your masters and your publishing at this time in the game is
It's so
actually a
important.
good thing if you could build it out. So I would say, like I said about the vanity metrics in the beginning, if you have $5 a day to spend and you have a really great performance video that you see having a little bit of a tick going on in YouTube, like
Yeah.
put a couple bucks on that and
Yeah.
have that be a driver constantly to your channel. And
Yeah,
look for subscribers that way. But, spend the money properly if you're going to do something,
I agree.
yeah.
Totally agree.
Mhm.
All right, you
great thought.
guys, if you're in the audience and you came to see Ciante, it is now your turn to pay it forward. Head over to @musicforward, show Ciante love in our poll, and she may be one of the artists to come back in December. Ciante, thank you so much.
Thank you for the space.
Yeah, we appreciate you and also our industry experts. All three of you may now turn off your cameras because we rolling. We have another artist coming to the virtual stage. Chase Sullivan, come on in. Chase Sullivan is a singer-songwriter from New York. I'm a little bit biased because I'm from New York. Okay. He's currently living in LA. He makes alternative folk music out of his bedroom. He currently has one single out right now called It Will Pass that he released almost a year ago, and now is currently working on his EP, which represents a more matured, holistic sound. Chase, welcome. We're so excited.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Of course. So are you going to be doing It Will Pass tonight?
No, I'm going to be doing an unreleased song,
Oh.
actually.
So we're getting exclusive, which I had a little button to press where I get exclusive.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the best I can do. I'm very excited to hear this. So, what part of New York are you from?
I'm from Westchester.
Nice. All right, I'm from Queens. I love meeting fellow New Yorkers who left because there's a lot of other places to go. So I'm excited that you're in LA chasing your dreams and excited to hear your song this evening. So without further ado, Chase Sullivan, take it away.
Great. So this song is called Graveyard Keeper, and it's about being in a entanglement situationship, whatever you want to call it, and feeling like you want more out of it than the other person. Yeah. Here we go. Does this have more in it for me? That seems clear. Figures after years of hibernation, my sun starts to wane. Graveyard keeper, I'm afraid. Unassuming believer, I guess I can go on and change. Then I'm cocooning stars. I was second to Mars in the day. I was listening for you. My hands were open. I was stuck in a haze. Living like off of a promise. Dimples on cheeks that I wanted. I was floating away. a haze. Write you a letter in pen. When can I see you again? Guess this wasn't a phase. Now you're wrapped under the tree, ribbon hair for me. I hope all of this stays. That's it.
Chase, that was amazing. Like the vibe, the harmonies, it's a whole mood. Like you're a mood, and I am here for it. Let's get our experts in to get their feedback. Kristen, let's start with you this time.
Yeah, it's a lost art. I'm just gonna say that. You hold people's attention through the intimacy and lyrical prose. It's just really different. And so thank you for the palette cleanse. It's a very interesting, considering the world around us today. It just felt very clean and spot on. And the lyrics, I was like writing these things down.
It was deep. I was like, boy.
I'm like, who hurt you? No, just kidding.
Right. No, but for real.
But for real, yeah. I mean, beautiful and poignant. And I mean, there are just so many, but I guess it wasn't a phase, just hit me pretty hard. I was like, oh, that's so true. So yeah, beautiful job. Really great.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. I agree. Brennan?
Whenever I'm listening to something that impactful, I like to close my eyes and really just like take in the vibe. And I felt so, like, I know the song is deep and there's also a lot of pain in the song, but I also felt like I was at peace. So I feel like in you writing that, it gave you a little bit more peace, which is why I felt that way. So I don't know if that's correct, but that's how I kind of translated. Yeah. So number one, like Lydia said, you definitely created that vibe. It was perfect. And yeah, I really thought it was an incredible song. Really beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah. That use of that harmony was magical. It like almost like it just gives you chills, you know? So
and I felt like I was in a trance too.
Yeah. That's the word. I was just like trance,
just like zoning
like
out, but I was
hypnosis.
like, focused, but like, yeah, I was in it, like the doom.
It was funny when you came in when there was a point where there were background vocals coming in, I could slightly hear it, but right before that happened, I heard harmonies in my head. And I was like, oh, interesting that's where that went. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like the build that you actually had in there too. So yeah, very ethereal.
Yeah. All right. So Chase, what's your question for our experts?
Sure. Well, thank you for the feedback. It was really nice. My question is a little bit complicated. So I know that a lot of people talk about how marketing is the most important thing, but if you have nothing to market, then how do you go around asking that? Because I know a lot of musicians on TikTok will record through their process, and then people will be like, release the song, please, we're so desperate for it, and then it's not recorded and they lose their momentum and the audience with it. So how do you go about finding the balance of that?
I think sometimes with TikTok specifically, you can kind of reverse engineer it and be like, okay, I'm going to record the song first and then do this, and then hopefully we'll get that reaction and then we'll put the song out. But in the case that you're talking about, a lot of the times the artist will do that and that happens unexpectedly, and then they're like, oh shoot, I got to record a song, come out with a whole release plan and put it out tomorrow, but I can't do that because if I do that, then it won't get any love on playlists, and all of this anxiety just starts crashing in. But I would say that a little bit of love on TikTok isn't going to hurt you, even if you don't drop the song right away. You're going to build up that fan base initially, and people are going to be like, who is this? I want to listen to them. And sure, maybe you don't release the song right away, but at least you have that number one, initial confidence to be like, wow, people want to hear my music and want it to be released. So that's number one. And number two, I have this fan base that I can now cater to in the future. So if anything, that's not always a bad thing. If your question is more so, what do I market if I don't have anything to market? Are you referring to the song, or are you referring to like you as an artist, or the person as an artist?
A bit of both, I'd
A
say.
bit of both. Okay. So yeah, I would say on the artist side, you might have to sit down, maybe create some sort of Pinterest, or sit with a friend who maybe can help you on this and create that brand, that image that you want to put out there. And then on the song side, it's just, if that viral TikTok moment happens and you're like, okay, I got to put this out, figure out how you can keep people's attention span before you drop the record. Some sort of creative TikTok campaign before the record comes out will help create that. Okay, the song's almost coming out. It's coming out in 2 weeks. Okay, we got this. We can hang on. We can wait. So just keep that anticipation up. That's what I would say.
Yeah, being strategic, which I love.
And sometimes it doesn't even matter, like I think that's the thing the music industry is all about, like making the lightning and then trying to get it in the bottle, right? And it's like you might not have the luxury of knowing what it's going to be that catches on. And and frankly, it could take a while for it to happen. It could be a year after you put a song out, or in some cases 25 years, right? Like Kate Bush. You just never know. And I think what you need to do is have the conversation you want to have when you want to have it, and not be concerned at all with what's going to happen if a TikTok thing takes off, because again, that's like a plus, but not everything. It's not the industry. Yeah. You have to think about the whole ecosystem that you're working with. And again, as a songwriter, especially in the Americana folk realm, this is a very exclusive club that you're in, to be honest with you, because it is a lot of instrumentation, and it is a lot of singer-songwriter, lyrical components, and people they're going to expect that to keep growing with you. So your musicianship, your craft is the most important thing. The distractions are going to be the fans, like if there's a TikTok experience, but the fans are there to support you, to keep, like I saw in the chat, everyone's like, these lyrics, this is amazing. Right. That's what they want from you. They that's a distraction. Keep focused on what you're doing. Build the right things for yourself. And the fans are going to be there for you. And you're young, and they're going to grow with you too, and evolve your sound. And
it's about the talent. Like, I'm just going to say this really quickly. I'm literally right now going through a viral moment on TikTok and Instagram. I did a duet with my daughter, and I put it out there because I'm 8 months pregnant. I moved, and I haven't had any time to do any new content. So I found this old clip that I recorded in May with my daughter, and I was like, oh, this is cute. Let me throw this up. And it's blowing up. Almost 3 million on TikTok, about to be 1 million on Instagram. I got like 40,000 new followers, almost 100,000 on TikTok because of it. And I'm like, this is not sustainable. My daughter is like at school right now. We can't record new covers. But what I've learned in this is that, and what I'm learning is, a lot of them are there because of the talent that they saw. So I'm putting out more singing stuff, which I can easily do, even though I could go in my bathroom and my living room and sing a song and put it out there, and they're excited about it. So the viral moments may happen. And if they do, most likely it's going to be because of something that has to do with you. And you're the person who did it. And if you did it once, you can always do it again. It's your music. You know what I mean? So you can always put out things that the people who came there for the viral moment will want to hear. So don't get so caught up on it. Keep building.
And don't forget, it's weird. It's a weird world right now, but there's things happening on Twitter Spaces and Clubhouse that really lend themselves to acoustic behavioral like sound. And so what your stat, could help you find a whole new fan base that, like, people, that's the tipping point for a Web3 community fan. And I want to keep reinforcing that, because it's happening, and you could be at the forefront of some of that if you're actually strategic about where you are showing up to talk about your work,
right,
and your music.
Yeah, love it. All right, hopefully that helped you, Chase. And if you're in the audience and you came to see Chase after that phenomenal performance, you better head right over to @musicforward on Instagram, show love in our poll, and Chase may be one of the artists to come back in December. Thank you.
Thank you.
All of you may turn off your cameras because we have a little bit more to go.
Thanks so much.
Yes. All right. We are winding down. Coming to the virtual stage, we have MLE. Come on in. Emily is a Vietnamese American singer, songwriter, and musician who was raised in Orange County, California. Currently pursuing her bachelor's in psychology at California State University of Long Beach, she plans to obtain her master's degree in social work and become a licensed therapist. While being a full-time student, MLE also creates original music on the side in hopes of turning her hobby into a career and make music her lifestyle. Her music style currently combines elements of R&B, hip hop, pop, and EDM. Wishing to leave a lasting legacy, MLE uses her talents to express her feelings and tell stories that are relatable and resonates with listeners. Emily, welcome.
Hi, thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, I love your name, MLE, like Emily. It's like really creative.
Yeah,
It's
thank
super
you.
cute. Super
Thank you.
cute. So tell us what you're going to be performing for us.
So today I'm going to be performing my debut single. It's out on all platforms and it's called Last Time. It's about an on and off relationship, and every time you think it's going to be the last time, well, there's a lot of last times. So yeah.
I just love it already. Okay, so without further ado, Emily, take it away.
Thank you. One day you treat me like I am your queen. The next day we break up, you walk out and leave. I can't figure out why we argue and fight, 'cause somehow you be at my crib by the night. Because I always want you in my bed, because you steady creeping in my head. And it don't ever matter what they say, you still gon' be my baby anyway. Always acting like this the last time, but you always change my mind just one last time. Go through it all again. Don't want it to end, 'cause nobody loves me like you do. So I just can't seem to get over you. The way that you walk, the way that you talk is making me think that there's nothing wrong when you get on out my bed. And I can finally think with my head. It don't matter what I say, you end up back here anyway. Always acting like this the last time, but you always change my mind just one last time. Go through it all again. Don't want it to end. And I know that we can be picture perfect, so don't give up on me. Though I always say this is the last time, somehow manage to always change my mind. You know what to do, keep me running right back to you, coming right back to you. Got me tripping all over you, and boy, you know you got that thing to keep you all up in my brain, to keep you driving me insane. Always acting like this the last time, but you always change my mind just one last time. Go through it all again. Don't want it to end. So I want you to stay a while, no matter what they say. Stick with you anyway.
Yes, Emily, great writing.
Thank you so much.
Loved it. Loved how you just played on like just the last time. Those
Mhm.
lyrics, like really, really smart, very smooth sounding. I could definitely hear this like as like a radio ready record.
Yes,
Yeah.
thank you.
You're welcome. So let us get our industry experts in. I do have to mention that Brendan had to leave because he had a prior
Mm.
obligation, and so he had to leave at exactly 6 on the dot. So it is just Kristen. So
Hmm.
between Kristen and I, we will
Represent.
yes,
Yeah.
we gonna hold it
We got
down.
this.
Yes. All right. So Kristen, give some feedback.
Yeah, I thought that was beautiful. Honestly, I'm just gonna be transparent. It's like completely in my wheelhouse. I love R&B. It felt very much like a 90s R&B sound. And like even into the
Mhm.
2000s, I kept thinking like, where have I heard these kind of vibes before? And I'm like, oh, SWV and like,
Total. Yes,
right?
you're
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
You're so right.
I was like, I love it. I love it. I love it. I also
Thank you.
really like the changes in the tonal piece. Like I can hear the production. Like I was just like, oh, this is going to go up and this is going to get bigger and then it's going to get, like lower, and the
Mhm.
dynamic range I could hear. And even if you weren't doing it, but the silky smooth piece was just spot on, like really
Thank you.
a vibe, a complete vibe.
Yeah.
Well done. Yeah.
Yeah, and to Kristen's point, I feel like that authentic R&B is like really coming back when you look at like your LMAs
Yeah.
and
Ari Lennox.
yes, Ari
Mm.
Lennox, Queen Naja, like all
Mhm,
the
I
new
love them.
girls.
Love
Yeah,
it.
they're all like they're all bringing back that true R&B sound, which
Yeah.
is really so. I feel like you're right on brand with
Mhm.
where the industry is
Right
headed with
on
this.
time.
Yeah,
Yes, thank you.
yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
definitely. I was like, I wrote down queen. I think I was your first line was like, you treat me like a queen. I was like, she's a queen.
I
Yeah.
am. I am.
And that's great. I'm glad you know that, and it comes through in your in your music and your performance.
Yeah.
So what's your question that you have?
My question is, what makes the difference between a great artist and an excellent artist? And what aspects do you look for when you're scouting out an artist to sign or manage?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Well, easy question, right? Simple.
Right.
No problem.
Right.
I would say,
Right.
yeah, it's like, it's hard. It's hard for the most important thing for me is I need to love, not just like, but love the art, the
Mhm.
music, right? And the vibe of the music. So like when I'm looking for someone, like I just signed an artist named Justy a couple years ago, and I was like looking for an Anderson .Paak sound. I was like, I love Paak. I want his music. I love his music, but I was like, I want to have that in a female version. And so I looked for someone, and Justy was like literally the only one who kind of had that chill hop, but that trip hop, that sound, that flavor. She's from Staten Island. And what really like kind of honed in for me was that she was out there creating the community, making the conversation. It wasn't just about the music. It was like a whole package that she was bringing to life. And even though she hadn't been doing live performances, I could tell there was something in the conversation she wanted to be having that was much bigger than even her music. Her music was in that space, right? But
Mhm.
that conversation around it that she was doing made it great. Like, you know what I mean? It's not just about the music. It's about bringing it to life, bringing people into it and making them feel like it's theirs too. Like, think about what music does. It transforms your feeling, it changes your physiognomy, even when you hear a certain song. So
Yeah.
I'm looking for those people who like really, there's a lot of really good talent out there. I mean, we're fragmented. There's so many like amazing styles, but to make something great means there has to be like a reason for people to come with you.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. It's about that feeling.
Mhm.
So it's
Yeah.
about that feeling. The artist has to give you that, that warm and fuzzies,
Mhm.
or else it's not, because it's a hard road, so
It
you
is.
want to take on something that you really, with your whole heart and soul, believe in.
Yeah,
So-
it's a very long, hard road.
Yes,
So,
it is.
That's the thing. Like, you have to remember that you're like, it's like a family you build with these people.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. For sure.
Mhm.
All right. Well, if you're in the audience and you came to support Emily, it is your turn. Head over to @MusicForward, show love in our poll. And Emily, may, even though she looked like she has a mic already, but you
I
can never,
know.
you can never have too many mics. She may be one of the artists to come back in December. Thank you so much, Emily and
Thank you.
Kristen. Both of you may both turn off your cameras.
Thank
Great
you
job.
for having me.
Yes, of course. So we have one more artist coming to the virtual stage is Inari. Come on in. Did I say that right?
Yes, you did.
Yes. Okay. The sound of Inari from Chicago, Illinois is a sound that aims to move the people, whether it be emotional, mental, or spiritual movement. The goal is to make you experience his words. His music sounds like a cross between so-called conscious rap meets hip hop and melodic harmonies. Inari speaks on a wide range of topics like Yah, himself, others around him, and their experience, all the way down to just having a good old time. Inari, welcome.
Thank you for having me. Thank you so much.
We are excited to have you as the finale of tonight's amazing lineup. So tell us about the song that you're going to be performing this evening.
Well, in my opinion, just like any perfect outro, this is gonna be hype. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be a good
Okay.
time. You just
Nice.
jump around. I know we on Zoom, but still, you know what I'm saying? Move vibe with me and everything. And
I'm ready.
it's gonna be bar for bar.
Listen, I'm like at home with my big belly, so this is gonna be my turn up. This is gonna be my turn up for the week.
Yeah.
So let's get it.
Let's go.
All right, without further ado, Inari, take it away.
Well, look what we have here. Glory has found his way, and now my fate hasn't been clear. After the loss of a close one, I need to regain my devotion. But it all goes in motion when I part from what I've seen, like I'm Moses. I'm born again. A new life emerges from the curses. That boy gon' win. And you step on serpents, they be lurking. Just grab my hand. Yeah. I hope y'all feeling good out there. Hey. Okay. Justice shall be served on this fateful day. I emerged out 1,000 deaths on this earth, yet I still come back fully versed. Look at the hearse, put him in back of the back. The murder addict has relapsed. Whoa, I know they've been dreading the fact I had to come back and attack, but justice shall be served on this fateful day. I emerged 1,000 deaths on this earth, yet I still come back fully versed. Yeah, Phoenix from the ashes, bet I'm coming back with more fire than hell. Even the past that couldn't extinguish my actions. How would I feel knowing the code is relaxed and ain't get to the bag yet? But I'm trying to heal while your favorite rapper distracted, focused on baggage. I might get a piece, but promise it'll never be me. The goal is beyond that. Now point with a line that I told you I crossed in no garden. PG my assignment. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise on the Zoom. hey. Contact, ready for combat, I'm that nightmare that you seen, waking up from your sleep, round the corner I creep, better have your peace, so you get sent to the Prince of Peace, they like heaven sent when your candles bleed, wax on, wax off, Mr. Miyagi, I'm sorry, Inari the GOAT, see how I float, my voice in every note, I'm writing with gold, how many records I sold, I ain't make enough in that shows, I gotta go harder, I know, and that's just how the game goes, I've been day to day with my bros, until my bros switched and chose, the other side full of lies, and disrespecting my home, that's why I be moving along, top of the totem pole, my throne. From A to Z, I move with God, that's what they hate to see. If you compare me to the goats, I thank you thankfully. Ain't no need for imitation if you started from the basement. Thank y'all so much. Hey. Vibe with me, bounce. Okay. Justice shall be served on this fateful day. I emerged out 1,000 deaths on this earth, yet I still come back fully versed. Yeah. Said what I said. Hey. Okay, for this last part, vibe with me. Hey, didn't you hear what I said? I'm only focused on the bread. You applying that pressure through IG, or whining through the U, yeah, say what? Said what I said. Okay, said what I said, shawty. Said what I said, shawty. Said what I said. Hey, didn't you hear what I said? I'm only focused on the bread. You applying that pressure through IG, or I ain't get through to you yet. Said what I said, hey, said what I said, shorty. Said what I said, hey, said what I said, verse 1. here we go. I don't do this for the views, don't get it confused. Top 5 that are alive, I'm not 2, 3, 4, 5, I'm top of the notch. I ain't told no lie, you like it or not, now bring it back. Said I'ma stop with the grass, I relapse, cause I hit up 2 cuppies, say come on with the pack. Then we relate to the party, shut it down when we come around, I ain't sorry. Couple pounds on me, hit the gym for a hobby. Nari the goat, I know that's what you call me. Like your girl did, she gone with the whirlwinds. I ain't picking up the phone, no time for girlfriends. Why you looking at me wrong like it's something I did? I don't get it, please. We respect women, if you ain't with it, then leave. Only on my team if you counting up green or smoking too. M-dubs, I M's is double U's. Real thugs, the acronym and shooters too. Big ups, the pocket notorious too. Real love, I got a lot of something to prove. Hold on. Blowing clouds to the ozone. I ain't going home till my song on. You on IG snitching on the phone. Said what I said, I ain't never wrong. No, vibe with me. One time, vibe with me. Hey, hey, vibe with me. Hey, hey, vibe with me. Yeah. Live from Chicago, as y'all can see. Putting on for the city. Hey, okay, 3, 2, 1. Didn't you hear what I said? I'm only focused on the bread. You applying that pressure through IG. Oh, I ain't get through to you yet. Say what? Said what I said. Hey, I said what I said, shorty. Said what I said. I said what I said. Okay, okay. Didn't you hear what I said? I'm only focused on the bread. You applying that pressure through IG. Oh, I ain't get through to you yet. Said what I said. Hey, hey. Said what I said, shorty. Said what I said. Whoa. I said what I said. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, thank y'all so much. This is my favorite part of the song, but I honestly don't know why I say that every time, but yeah. Thank y'all, that's it for me.
Woo! Bro, you are dope.
Thank you so much.
Super dope. From the moment you open your mouth, I was like, okay, he has a great voice. And then the bars is there, the delivery's there right on time. You're not off beat, you're not lagging, you right on there. You giving me bars, you giving me delivery, lyrics, like fire. Everything fire. I'm definitely a fan. I literally DM'd you during the performance, like, bro, you fire. That's how great it was. Amazing job. Come on in, our industry experts. Well, Kristen, our industry expert.
Oh my God. Oh my God. I had to take my hair down. I was vibing the whole fucking time. My bad. I'm like, say what I said. Yeah.
Right, me too.
Yeah, that's the exact reaction I want.
So good.
Good. Like, I mean, just like ridiculous. Like, I was like, early J. Cole, early Kendrick. I felt it all. I was like, damn. And then the way that it changed, I was like, this is the way I like it. Like, I want that soundscape change. Like every part. I don't know if you made that beat. If you didn't, make one just like it, because that worked fluidly for you and you should own that beat. But like, that's incredible. The lyrics were, I mean, it was amazing. I said what I said. I mean,
yeah. I mean, it's really not like, you know, you're very polished, you know, like you're very ready. I would just say it's a matter of time for you. Keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
Like, just put yourself out there as much as possible. Everywhere you can be everywhere. Yeah. Because you got it.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's it.
And I don't say that to a lot of people.
I never do.
For real.
But I was like, this needs to be on stage. Like, I want to see the dance with it. I want to feel the experience. I want to be in the crowd feeling that again. You know what I mean? Like, it's a great, or an avatar, whatever.
Yeah. Phenomenal job.
Really
okay.
great.
So what is your question, Inari?
My question was, what's the, because I'm really big on like being independent and owning your master. So like,
do it.
So what's the pros and cons of owning a or signing a distribution deal versus being signed to a label? So the pros and cons with just doing distribution, staying independent, and like doing like distribution as in like partnerships with companies or organizations versus like signing to a label. So pros and cons with that.
So I think the most important thing, you really have a lot to work with. So what I would say is, like, I'd say this to my artists too, right? Like, start with yourself and see what you can do first. If someone's coming and they're like, oh, there's a lot of heat here and we really love what you're doing, listen to them. And then just be like, okay, how much are they asking me to give up to me. If it's a label deal, if they're saying we want to take your masters, remember that's the part that you're not going to get. It's going to take you a long time to get back. And if you don't recoup, they might actually keep it. You know what I mean? Like you just have to work the system, make it work really hard for you. Now, so you can like look at, and in your case, especially in hip hop, it is, and rap, it's probably like a very finite group of people who could do the work that you would really want to be able to elevate that game. So I also think you could just find independent crews of people who are building as well and build with them. Like I said, to the other artists, like don't like build I'm assuming you have a community because you can't be alone in the room doing that. And again, no label is going to touch you really if you're not creating that music soundscape for yourself. So who did that beat? Did you do the beat?
No, I actually didn't. It's a producer that I know.
Yeah. Okay. So as long as you can control the sound and it's an ownable sound, like you're okay. But just keep that in mind. Every time you go off of somebody else's thing, you start to have to incorporate them in the conversation as well, especially if a label's coming around. So just remember who you are. Build. I personally don't see, like I said, if you could build a little bit and understand what's out there for you and then take the meetings, that would be the best way to do it. But definitely see what you can do first, and really the live performance piece is probably going to be a big calling card for you. If you can get that smooth and delivered well and, have like a system around you, you could be moving, and you're in Chicago, there's probably tons of places like in that area to start honing that live performance if you haven't.
And I love that you're in Chicago because it's still big, but it's not like LA or New York where it's like, oh my God, it's like so huge. It's like very oversaturated. So it gives you a little bit like you could really be like a big fish in the smaller pond type situation there. And also look at other cities around there, like St. Louis is like 4 hours away. You would
Detroit,
like
Cincinnati,
you would kill
Cleveland,
in those areas, in building your own independent brand to the point where when you do take a meeting with like a bigger label, you have so much leverage that you can dictate. Okay, well, if you want me, I need this, and this. So
but I really can't underscore how important it is to try and find your sound. So that you can, because if you could get, like, imagine if that was in the back, like a scene, someone walking into a bar and then all of a sudden something happened, I work in sync a lot. And I just feel like that's like a place where you think about your music. Yeah.
Okay.
Good job.
Yeah. Amazing. Okay. So if you're in the audience and you came to see Inari, head over to Instagram, show love in the poll. He just crushed it. And he may come back in December. Inari, thank you.
Great job.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for this opportunity.
Of course. So you can turn off your camera. Kristen, you stick around really quickly because I have one parting question for you.
For sure.
And that is we ask all of our experts this, if you could give one word of advice, just one tip to a new artist, these artists that are on today and anybody else who's watching that's new out there, what would that word of advice be?
Well, I feel like a broken record, but I think it's going to be know your worth. Know your worth. Like, don't doubt yourself. Remember that, like, you're the only person who can do what you do. So it's the sense of like trusting the process, trusting who you are, and keep building even when it feels like it's not going anywhere. It's the light, like you have to just keep going for it. Everyone knows it's like a rite of passage. But there's a lot of distractions in this market and there's a lot of hype. And that's why I say, like, if you can clear the air and just focus on your music, the conversation you want to be having, and the people you want with you on the journey, it's going to simplify things a lot and make your decision-making process a lot easier. But I also feel like don't be precious about it. Explore things, especially if you're young. Test things, see how it feels, and just keep trying new things. Or the same thing over and over again, if that's really your vibe,
Right.
But trust yourself. Yeah. I think that's the hardest part.
I think that's a gem.
Fake it till you make it piece is legitimately a thing that can happen for you. You know, because you might not know when you've made it, but you're like, it feels like imposter syndrome every time you go out, but you're like,
It
no, this
does.
is really your life. And this is potentially your job, you know?
Yeah.
But I really do want to underscore the importance of owning your masters and your publishing as long as you can so that you can earn off both sides. And
Yeah. You
build
can
it.
earn off of it forever.
Mhm.
Yeah.
As long as you
Oh,
hold it.
right. Yeah,
Mhm.
for sure. Kristen, thank you so much for your
Yeah.
expertise
I love
and
it.
your all the gems you dropped tonight. We appreciate you here, your music.
And I
Forward
can't believe that
family.
you're pregnant. You look amazing.
Oh, thank you.
I
Thank
love
you
it.
so much. I
Oh
appreciate
my
that.
God. Guys, this was great. Thank you
Yeah.
all.
Thanks, Kristen. You may now turn off your camera.
Okay. Thank you all. It was amazing.
Once again, I'm Lydia Caesar. It is an honor to host this event, and we are just honored that you decided to share a piece of your Friday night with us. Have a good night. Peace.